All right, lads, welcome back to me podcast, Cheaper Than Therapy. Mick Thomas here. How are you? Thanks for liking and subscribing and all that stuff. Appreciate it. Available where all your podcasts are available. So on, so forth. Promote, and all that shite. Travis Scott. I guess I had some other stuff I was going to talk about this week, but that kind of took over the weekend, and I wanted to have a hot take on it. Because anybody that knows me knows I am a big Travis Scott fan. I've always been a Travis Scott fan once I realized he wasn't a country western singer. I never knew who he was. I swear to God, when people say, did you hear what happened at the Travis Scott weekend concert this week? I thought it was like he was a country western singer. I really did. Or like maybe a guy who used to be in a band, Like he used to be in a band and he spun off by himself like he sounds like a drummer, like a drummer with drummer. He was the drummer for Top Flight. I just saw a set of golf clubs and said that. He was a drummer for, Radiator. And he spun off on his own. That's what Travis Scott. I didn't in no way thought he was a rapper, a hip hop artist. I thought he was I thought it was rap name had like little in front of it, like little water. I'm just looking around and saying things. Little armoire, little Tupperware, little light that doesn't have a lampshade. Just all the names, Cold ass killer. I just thought they had cooler names than Travis Scott. I don't know. I'm that typical white guy in his 40s that thinks because he listened to Ice Cube and NWA and Ice-T back in the day that he knows all there is to know about hip-hop. I'm that guy. So yeah, so Travis Scott had a concert. It was at a festival, right? Astro World, which is a terrible name for a festival. It really is. It sounds like you would go miniature golfing with your family on the weekends. Do you know what I mean? We should go to Astro World. Yeah, they got golf, they have go-karts, they have laser tag, you can get pizza there, and they bring the pizza right over to your table. You don't even have to go get it, you just order it and they bring the pizza right over to you. So they had this thing at Astro World, and basically what happened, I'm sure you've all heard it. I was going to use the terminology if you've all been living under a rock, but I think that's kind of insensitive considering what happened. But he had this concert, and it's a very controversial topic, right? Because now people are saying, do we blame him? Do we not blame him? But if you don't know what happened, if you're living under a pile of people, he had a concert, and then people were trampled to death. Right? I think 8 people died. Children, of course, and there's over 300 injuries. And the debate was, should he have stopped the concert while it was happening? It's not that it's a debate. I don't think that's the debate. Obviously, the answer to that one should have been fucking yes, idiots. If someone's getting trampled out in front of you, you absolutely should stop the concert. Knock it off. End it. Go home early. Everybody gets a free t-shirt. Sorry, it's over. I think the controversy was, did he know what was going on? And the more and more videos... Listen, me, guys. If you're listening to this podcast, you have seen me perform somewhere. And I pack a place out too, right? Just like Travis Scott does. I pack a place out. And every once in a while, 2 or 3 people will come in. And it causes trouble. It'll add two or three extra seats in there. And it causes trouble. The wait staff can't get the chicken wings out fast enough because these extra people are here. And they get too close to the stage. And there's just 2 more people I have to look at. But, it's... He let too many people in, and there's video footage. First of all, he was on Twitter inviting, because I know we're going to sneak more people in, he was saying on Twitter. Now I know he's going to probably put a spin on that. He goes, oh, no, I meant illegal Mexicans. I was going to bring illegal Mexicans to clean up after me. I didn't mean more audience members. Well enough he was going to, so he was tweeting about, let's get these extra people in. And when you watch the footage of it, it is kind of scary and sad, right, to be in that situation, because you see one of the first videos you'll see is just fences being broke down and hundreds upon hundreds of pricks running in, right? And nobody has a problem with them. Like, nobody seems to be like let's identify these people, right? Let's identify these people because some of them are just running in. You can see clearly who they are, and you know who you are, and you're a bunch of cunts. If you're watching that video, you are to blame. You are to blame. You are definitely 100% to blame. Now, was Travis Scott 100% to blame for causing it? No. Preventing it? Maybe he could have done something better. Could he stopped it earlier? Yes, he could. But did he cause it? I don't think he caused it. But these cunts who broke into the show, who didn't buy a ticket, you caused it. So I definitely think there should be arrests made on that one. I hope there are investigations to those cunts. I love concerts. I love going to... I haven't been to one... I don't think... Since I moved to America, I think the only people I've seen in America, concert-wise, were a band called A Fine Frenzy, which I was made to go, and I ended up loving them. I saw Skid Row in Wantagh at the Wantagh Inn, which is sad to see a big band like Skid Row play there. I'm trying to think anybody else that I saw whilst living in America. Bob Dylan, one of the worst shows I was at. I would have wished I was trampled to death, to be honest with you, at the Bob Dylan concert. And Bob Dylan's coming back around again. I might give him another chance. He's playing the Beacon in New York. Might give you another chance, Bobby. Come see my show again. I might go see Bobby Dylan again. But I haven't been to that many concerts over here in America. But I used to love to go to concerts in Ireland, big festivals. Ireland and England, Phoenix Park, Slane Castle. Seen them all there. Seen them all. Oasis. Jesus. All just fucking massive bands. Guns N' Roses, AC/DC, Coldplay, Bon Jovi. I mean, in no particular order, by the way. I even saw Garth Brooks, and that was fucking great. Like, I just been around. And usually in Ireland, what we do is, and they do it all over Europe, they stick about 200,000 people into a field. But everyone's well behaved. No matter who the act is, everyone's well behaved, and the security is very, very tight. So this one, I guess this idiot encouraged people to come in and break the barriers down on Twitter. And he did. And they did. And they crashed right through it. And these cons went in and they crushed by pushing forward. They were crushing people. And that happened once. I remember as a kid watching it when I'm not a big soccer fan, but I remember in Liverpool in Hillsborough. It's called the Hillsborough Disaster. They played their name of their hometown is the Hillsborough. Is it the Hillsborough or Hillsborough? I think it's called the Hillsborough because of the Hillsborough disaster, but I just think it's called Hillsborough. So that's where Liverpool played. I don't think they play there anymore. I think they may have moved grounds. Correct me if I'm wrong. People out there, like my buddy from Liverpool, living in Jersey, Michael Turtle. I'm sure he'll reach out to me. So the Hillsborough disaster was the same thing. A bunch of people broke in and they all pushed forward to the fence, and a bunch of people died. And you don't see that, right? You don't think that's a way to go, but it fucking is. Like, you always think of car crash, right? Suicide, getting robbed by a really hot hooker. You think of those ones, the basic ones, heart attack, cancer. But you never think if I'm going to be crushed to death at a concert. So I'm watching the show, the clips of the show. First of all, I've been to see Eminem. I saw Eminem too in Ireland, and terrible show. Because my problem with hip hop concerts is that, number one, they never sound what they sound like when they get there. When they're on stage, and never sound like they're recording. And all they do is have talentless people who I've never heard of just stand behind you, hyping you up, the hype man. And all they're doing is yelling out. Go watch it. They yell out what you just said. You know what I mean? That's what they do. The other night I was out with my bitch, and the other guy goes, with his bitch. That's it. And that's all it is. I got home around 11:30. Taco Bell was closed. Right? They just yell pointless shit. They don't rap along with you. It just goes to show you're not good enough to carry your own show. But that's all hip hop artists. Prove me wrong, by the way. I know I'm stereotyping all bad hip hop artists, but if I'm saying it wrong, then reach out to me. Let me know. So anyway, so Travis Scott, the concert went ahead. These people came in and started pushing forward, and that's when shit got real. So he's on stage singing with fucking auto-tune. The amount of people out there that like and support artists listening to auto-tune, it's like listening to Wally. You know Wally from Pixar? Wally! That's what you fucks are listening to. And all of it, and it's the same shit. And it spills over to TikTok and Instagram. All these girls dancing to some fucking idiot with an app you can get on your phone, right? You don't believe me? Put your phone in your mouth. I know it sounds weird. Wait, play a song and put the phone in your mouth and just on the speakers move your mouth while the phone is in your mouth. I know that sounds weird, but that's what auto-tune is. And it just makes the singer sound... You don't even have to have a good voice. Just the fucking computer makes you sound like Wally. And people love it. Can't get enough of auto-tune. Can't get enough. Can't get enough of it. But anyway, so he's up there fucking singing auto-tune and sounding like Wally. And people are getting... That's when shit gets real, right? People are getting pushed forward. They're falling down. They're getting sucked. People are getting sucked under. And I read some of the statements from people. And they were getting kind of like, just like, you get kind of like, it's like a tide, and it's like a wave, and you got sucked into it, and there's no way out of it. And then once you went under, you were getting trampled on, and you can't get up from that, right? You can't get up from being trampled on. There's no way to do it. Which kind of makes you think, why would those people go running with the bulls in Spain, right? Kind of, hopefully that'll stop that shit. So they get trampled on, and then they're like, one was a 10-year-old boy. What's a fucking 10-year-old boy doing at that? Like, you know what I mean? You have to understand too, people, that sometimes we have to take responsibility for our own stupidity. What do we have to take responsibility for in this scenario before we blame Travis Scott? Let's talk about it. Number one, Travis Scott a while ago made somebody from a balcony or something, said, get some light on that person on the tree, and then he encouraged the guy to jump. The guy jumped, broke his legs, and now the guy is suing Travis Scott. Do I think Travis Scott should be sued for that? No, I do not. That's almost the literal expression of, if he jumped off a bridge, would you do it? If he told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? We cannot blame Travis Scott for that. We can blame ourselves for being fucking morons who jump off a building, jump off a scaffolding, or jump off a high tree because a fucking hip-hop artist told us so. Okay, so we'll leave that there. It's our fault that one of the Kardashian bitches were there, right? Is it not Caitlyn Jenner? What was the other one? One of the Jenners was there. The baby daddy, right? Travis Scott was the baby daddy. And people are like, well, she was tweeting about it after the concert. Isn't that disgusting? She did nothing. These people do nothing. One sister fucked a guy about 15 years ago, maybe longer at this stage, put it on the internet, and the rest of the family jumped on the bandwagon. But we did that. We allowed that to happen. So that's our fault. That's not Travis Scott's fault. That's our fault. We allowed the Kardashians to exist. Of course people can exist, but we're the ones that gave them a status and make them matter. I mean, all people matter. I'm serious. I know that sounds weird. I know, is that something that'll get me taken off for saying all people matter in protest to the Black Lives Matter? Which it's not. I'm just saying we all matter as people. We all matter. But we give these people crowns and fucking pedestals and thrones to sit upon when they really are talentless fucks. All they do is fuck celebrities, and that's their job. They just fuck famous people. That's it. That's their job. And we love it. We lap it up. We can't get enough of them. So that's our fault, what she did there. Let's look at some of the things that could be Travis Scott's fault. Some kids climbed up to alert camera crew and said, hey, listen, a lot of people getting trampled on down there, and the camera crew was like, oh, get the fuck away from me, love. Like, and I get it. I get the camera crew. He's in the union. He's probably not getting paid a lot of money. His job is just to point at Travis Scott while he auto-tunes. So this, and then you get a fucking, like, a Gen Z gets up. Like, you need to, I wouldn't, because the cameraman looks like he's in his late 40s, 50s. I wouldn't listen to him. I'm on the cameraman side. I'm like, just get the fuck away from me, right? Because you know what they're like. They complain about everything. But this is one of those cases, sadly, where they were right. They were right. You should have kind of just, and she was pushing the camera to get his attention, and all this called someone else to get her thrown off. But there was a time when you see Travis Scott is on stage and they send two guys out. Two guys walk out onto the stage and go, hey, listen, mate, I think we don't hear what they say, but we walk up and go, listen, there's ambulance out there, people are they're pulling bodies out, they're doing CPR on him. And he goes, no, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. We all know what you came here to do. Let's make the earth shake. Now, is that racist that I did a Travis Scott impression? Am I taking anything from the black community by saying that? Sorry if I am. No, I'm not really. I'm not sorry. Put your middle fingers up in the air if you don't give a shit or something like that. And something. I was gonna say put your finger in the air if you just don't care, but like that's not like an old rap from the 80s. Put your finger in the air if you just don't care. Cypress Hill. Excuse me. I know how you feel, guys. I know how you feel. You're probably yawning listening to this too. But anyway, so he was like, so he, instead of just kind of let me see what's going on, he encouraged him to go even harder, make the ground shake, make the ground rumble, all that stuff, and he kept going. And he kept the show going. And here's the thing too, I was kind of trying to give the benefit of the doubt from some of the videos I've seen, because sometimes you can't see what goes on. The light is in your face, right? You can't see, but he could see. He could see, right? Because I mean, look, I'll tell you a story. When I started comedy, I was opening for Jim Florentine. If you know Jim Florentine, he's look him up. Very, very funny comic, great guy. You may know him from Crank Yankers, Special Ed. Yeah, you go, lady. Jim Florentine's a very funny comic, but I was opening for him in Connecticut, and I was on stage, and I remember doing whatever joke it was, and the guy was one guy was two couples together at a table, and I guess they were in their 60s, I'd say, again if I remember correctly, nearly 14 years ago, over 10 years ago I should say, and I'm sorry for yawning, guys, it's so disrespectful, but anyway, the guy was pounding the table laughing at my jokes, obviously. But his wife kept staring at him, and I remember thinking to myself, I was on autopilot. It's one of those jokes I've done 100 times where I don't really need to pay attention, so the words just came out, but my head was going someplace else. And I was looking at him, and the woman was giving him a dirty look. His wife was giving him I'm like, what are you looking at him? Let him fucking have a good night. It turned out that the guy had a massive heart attack during my set. I don't know if my set was just that bad that he wanted to get out of there, and he just fucking said, fuck it, I can't take it anymore. Or maybe it was that good that he just couldn't, I don't know whatever happened, but he had a massive heart attack, and I remember just going, are you all right? And then the woman said, no, he's not. And then I said, well, can we get some help for you? And she said, I think he's fine. I go, you sure? And she said, yes. And I went, all right. And then I walked to the other side of the stage, and I started, it's what you do. It's a trick comedians do. Like, so if a waitress drops something, you don't want to embarrass a waitress. If she drops something over here, you hear a glass smash, you turn around, you walk over that way, bringing your attention over to you away from the embarrassed waitress. See that? Unwritten rule, but it's there. Some behind the scenes, some smoke and mirrors there for you. So, unless you're an asshole of a comic and you make fun of him, but that's your journey. That's your art. So I remember I distracted whatever, and then I brought up Jim Florentine moments after that, and there was no place for me to stand and watch the show because it was sold out. A small room upstairs of a nightclub, and I went into the hallway, and they were not operating on him, they were working on him, compressions and all that stuff, and he died in the hallway of a comedy club. But I asked, right? I've seen videos of Post Malone. He's in the middle of a concert and he stops and he jumps down. He's like, this girl needs help. I've seen Adele do it. Someone's like, that man over there is dying of boredom. Somebody help him, please. And I've seen videos of who else? Who was the other one? Oh, some fucking, what was the band? Foo Fighters stopped. So they can. I think he can see. I think you have an option to make that decision. Didn't he stop a concert once because someone took his shoe? Wasn't he on stage and someone grabbed his shoe and took it? And he just called the whole thing off? So wait, Travis Scott, you can fucking cancel a show because someone took your shoe, but you don't want to cancel it when fucking people are being trampled to death? I don't know. Ridiculous. But sadly, people lost their lives because of it. The promoters all should be fucked, whoever set it up. The company. Listen, when you got 50,000 people sold tickets and you have like 250 security guards, and let's be honest, the salary of a security guard is not fucking high. So stop blaming the security guards, people. Stop blaming the security guards themselves. They're on a below minimum wage. Just fucking 250 of them versus 25,000. Sorry, 50,000. You're out of your fucking mind to blame the security guards. I would blame the promoter. I would definitely blame Travis Scott in relation to trying to promote people to say it's okay to come in if you don't have a ticket, to kind of push your way in, which is, again, I'm paraphrasing tweets. I just think it's a tragedy overall if some people lost their lives, and that's sad. But I think Travis Scott definitely should be held responsible. He should get his hip hop license taken away from him if they give those out. Street cred, street cred is a new one, but I don't think that gets street cred, right? I thought you had to murder somebody, not be responsible for their death. Isn't that the way it goes? Like, you have to be, like, if you're responsible for somebody's death, that's a lot different than murdering someone. Like, didn't Caitlyn Jenner or Bruce Jenner at the time plow into somebody and kill them, and then all of a sudden change over and it's all forgot about now? Different person, clean slate. They didn't murder somebody, don't get street cred for that, but they're responsible for their death. So I think, Travis Scott, you definitely are responsible for somebody's death. So I don't think it's not going to help your street cred. I don't want to be like, I don't think they're going to talk about that in the streets. Like, yo, you don't want to fuck with him. Why? Because what he will do, he will sell 50,000 tickets, but then invite another 10,000 people and make them push up and crush you. A lot of work. Drive-bys are quicker. So I don't know. And then the people out there who are now saying that Travis sold his soul to the devil and he had to sacrifice. I've read these. I literally read these. And it's not just one or two people. It's a bunch of people jumping on and go, yeah, I believe it. Saying that he sold his soul to the devil and he needed to sacrifice 8 people, but he did this publicly. So this way, that's why he kept going. So he sacrificed himself to the devil, which kind of does make sense. Because again, I'm far removed from hip hop. I don't really like, I don't really like classical music, but I do know good classical music when I hear it. I don't like reggae, but I know that's a good reggae song. Do you know what I mean? He's not good. He's not good. So I think you do need all the help you can get, Travis. So from the devil. So if you got to go to the devil to help you sell records, help you with I think autotune is a lot cheaper than the 8 souls you took. But I feel bad for the people who are injured and that kind of stuff, and the cunts in the VIP section. What I mean by that, I saw a video of some young kid. He was climbing a wall next to the VIP section, and he was trying to pull people up to safety, and the people in the VIP were trying to not let him in. Like, we paid. You know how much money we paid for these fucking tickets, and now we're going to let you in? What the fuck's wrong with you? We're not going to let you fucking $50 tickets in with our $5,000 tickets. Get the fuck away from us. We're getting trampled to death. I don't care. Have you ever seen the Titanic? This is how this shit works. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. Speaking of trampling, if you want to trample now, I do have tickets coming out for the comic strip where I will be recording my special. I'm going to get the date for you next week. I'll have the date today, actually. But I'll have the date for you next week where I'll be doing 2 shows Friday, 2 shows Saturday, recording my hour special. And I will be putting it here on YouTube to watch it for free. But come enjoy it in a live. The live event is always better than re-watching it. Like, subscribe, share, all that shit. I'm on YouTube, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I don't need to tell you that. But you can, if you're sick of listening to it on Anchor or iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, Spotify, then just head over to iTunes. You can look at my adorable face. I'm so adorable today. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, thanks so much for listening, lads. I'll talk to you soon, and I hope you're all well, and good luck to you. And as always, wash your hands, you dirty fuckers.